So, guys, tomorrow is the 1st of September. 1st of September is here. Oh. Anyways, I just want to say Happy New Month. Okay. So, today, actually, I went to take pictures. Yeah, for Instagram, for just all my social media platforms. And if you're not following me on my social media platforms, what are you waiting for? Come follow me at official_Oma. And if you have not liked this video, you have not subscribed, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, okay? I don't know, see, I'm going through it though. I'm going through life. Life has been lifing, but I'm still happy that I can still show up for you guys. I'm still happy that I can still be here for you guys because the feedback I get from you all is just really cool feedback and everything. So it just makes me want to always be consistent, come out here and answer your questions. Okay, so I'm preparing for this video which I'm planning to do, which is a video about USA and China. And I'm still preparing for the video just to compare USA and then China because I got admission in the US and I was like, hmm. I asked somebody, what do you think about USA? What do you think about China? And the person was like, mm, USA is better than China, blah blah blah. And I was like, nah. I know maybe it's possible, but I'm still preparing that video. Don't worry, let me not even go to that video yet because I don't want to argue. Before some people now come in the comment section and start arguing and everything. So let me not even argue about that video. But today's video is just going to be talking about the pros and the cons of living in China. For those of you that are coming in next month, see, students are already arriving. Oh, hey, students are already arriving. So school is about to start. So all of you that resuming, this breeze is nice. Welcome to China. So the first thing I'll be talking about is the cost of living. Okay. So in many parts of China, the cost of living is actually lower, and I even think it's lower than USA, to be honest. Though I don't know cost of living in the US, but to be honest, one of the reasons why I think a lot of people like to stay here in China is because of the cost of living is very affordable to live here in China. Sometimes when I spend all my money and I'm in that broke, when you're in that broke period, mm, because I'm in China, I think I can easily like survive. If I was in another country like maybe USA, Canada, I doubt, I really doubt that I'll be able to survive if I'm broke. Oh. So I always tell people that the cost of living in China it's actually affordable. You can easily get things at a very very cheap price. I mean, you guys already know that most of you doing business or most people doing business from Nigeria, Kenya, or Africa or different part of the world, like all around. Most people doing business, they actually buy things from China. Yeah, they buy most of their things from China. So I think it just makes you realize that of course like living in China will probably be like cheaper compared to living in any other part of the world. So yeah, that's number one. The cost of living is very very cheap. It's very very affordable. And then number two is the job opportunity that China have. Though people say like though students are not allowed to work, if students are allowed to work, I really think that there will be a lot of job opportunities for students. I really think that there will be teaching opportunities for students, but because students are not allowed to work, so so annoying. Me, I think that one of the things that really I'm so grateful for is the fact that I was able to get like a work permit. And because of I was able to get a work permit, it kind of made me to just have experience. I kind of have experience when it comes to like the situation when it comes to work, because I have experience, okay? But a lot of people would say that getting a job in China is very difficult because they do not know how to speak Chinese. And I understand this. I understand this because even those of us that can even speak Chinese and our Chinese is still not perfect, we go to a company to work for that company, and that company having to relate with the Chinese people in the company is very, very, very difficult. So even if you want to say, okay, now there's a company that will hire you, and then you come and then work with the Chinese people, the fact that you don't even know how to speak Chinese and communicate with the Chinese people, it's actually very, very difficult. So I always understand when people say that, oh, there's the language barrier. And in any language speaking country, this is very, very normal. This is very normal. Like there will always be the language barrier. So but I'm telling you, there are job opportunities here in China. If only students are allowed to work, I think there are a lot of job opportunities for students. And if you graduate and they work, it's difficult sometimes. It's difficult. But always try to, as a student, always look at those, those companies that used to come to the school, right, and they're looking for students to employ. As a student, you can always leverage on that. And actually most people don't like to go for these job fairs, and I would advise you that please go for the job fairs. The that was how I got my first job, because I went for that job fair. And the funny enough, I was even the only one that they employed, because my field went in line with the company. Because when they will be applying for the visa would check the company would check your field, right? If they go, and to be honest, I'm so happy I went. Though that final year I was so busy, I didn't have time, but I still went. Okay. The second thing that I think that makes it easy to get jobs in China is that they are growing um, opportunities. Like I post a lot of videos on Oma Travels on Instagram, and you guys can see in those videos you see like opportunities, the use of AI, the use of artificial intelligence, the use of all this robotics is something that happened in China a lot. The opportunity is really wild. And also, do you know, guys, I know this is not part of the topic, but do you know it's been long I touched money in China. Hey, I used to see people holding dollars, holding money, but in China we use apps to pay for anything. So that's why whenever my clients they reach out to me, and then they're like, oh, they want to make payments, and I say, oh, use the Alipay. They'll be like, no, I want to use the bank. I want to laugh because in China we don't use banks, we don't use money, we use app, we use WeChat, we use Alipay to make payments anywhere you go. So that's something I just want you to know. Okay. So try as much as possible. Can you switch from work visa to student visa if you want to further your studies? Of course. Yes, you can. It's easier to even switch from student visa to work visa. Do you know why? Because you have studied in China. Like it's even easy to get a job in China because when you're in China, you have access to the apps, right? But if you're outside China, you cannot even access some of the apps that you use to apply for jobs. I don't think you can access some of those apps because in China you if you're outside China, you cannot access the apps in China. I hope you know this. And also, what is the question again? Okay, switch from student visa. Okay, and also, there are some people who come to China with business visa. They cannot switch from business visa to work visa. And some people who come to China with visitor visa, they cannot switch from visitor visa to work visa. Sorry, it's only student visa that is so easy to switch from student visa to work visa. Or maybe you get a job in China, wherever you are outside China, then you can easily come to China and work. But then some of you guys some of you have asked me that question, that you want to come to China with business visa, you want to come to China with visitor visa, can you be able to convert to work? And just be like, no, that's not possible. Dream on. There was somebody who came to China, right? And he came with a business visa and also got admission in school. So he just said, okay, let's try, because he got a job. So he went to the immigration office, applied for, for a work permit, and they said no. That's even when I knew that, okay, people coming in with business visa cannot actually switch to work. So that's when I actually knew, because I was right there when the immigration officer was talking to him and telling him no, that you cannot switch, blah blah blah. So this is something again that you should also know. Okay, the next thing is the cultural experiences is so beautiful in China. One of the things I love about China is the fact that they respect culture. They respect, like, just their language, anything they have, anything that makes them unique, the culture, the language. They really really respect this in China. So this is another thing that I love in China, comparing China with any other country. I mean, any international coming to China, they want to teach you their culture, they want to teach you the language, they want you to even wear their clothes. Especially for me, that I'm a content creator, a lot of times they always want to like make me wear the clothes, and it's always so beautiful. So that's another thing that you should also think about. China is a cultural country. Okay, so let's go to the next point that I have here. Sorry, guys, I wrote it down, so I have to check. The next point I have is the economic growth. Okay, so the economic growth in China is so beautiful, but that was then. No, now it's not as it used to be. Like when I newly came to China, I feel like the economy was very strong. When I newly came to China, the economy was strong, but COVID, the moment COVID came, hey God, hey God, the moment COVID came, guys, see this nice flower. Ooh, so cute. The moment COVID came, I feel like COVID did a lot of damage, even for students. This year, a lot of students did not get admission. This year, a lot of students, even that got admission, tried to apply for immigration. It was difficult for them to get. I don't know whether there's just this rule that all of a sudden they just had, that they didn't want to bring Nigerians, because it was especially Nigerians. I was even thanking God, because my plan was that, okay, I would go home, then maybe stay at home for 1 year, and then apply for maybe like another for PhD. But since I got a PhD, I said, okay, let me just continue and see how it goes. But I noticed that some of the students that were, even some people that contacted me, they applied for visa, and most of them did not get the visa. Like, I'm like, what's really really happening? Even some people who the school that they were ready to actually give them admission, and then when it was time to apply for JW form, and guys, the JW form is coming from the government. So when it was time to apply for JW form, most of them did not get. So when I'm like, something is not right. So something is really, really definitely not right. So that's another thing that I think I'm also coming here to tell you guys. The economy is not as strong as it used to be. Maybe for the Chinese is better, but I think for internationals, because China do a lot of expenditures for internationals. They spend on internationals. They do things for internationals. They give scholarship opportunities to internationals. So I just feel like maybe one of the reasons why they just focus on internationals, because I mean, why should they put in so much when they are going through economic breakdown? Why should they keep investing in international sector? Let them invest in their country, Abby. So it's actually actually understandable, but to be honest, it's not even funny. It's not even funny because I even some of my clients, like I think one of my clients, I'm still waiting for one of my clients. She's supposed to get admission, and she got the admission, and now I'm still waiting for her JW4. So it's just like it's not funny, to be honest. I really want everything to just go back the way it used to be, but I don't know if it will ever like go back to the way it used to be. Even in Nigeria, even in other part of the world, I feel like there's this economic downfall that is actually going on currently. Guys, hey, you know these things that used to bite somebody on the leg? I feel like it's really biting me outside, and they're just invisible. I don't even know where they are coming from. Before I'll go back to my room, hey God, these things. You know, one thing about creating content outside, it's summer, it's so hot, so it's difficult. I create content during summer, I create content during the winter also. But I don't know, I don't prefer anyone. I don't think I prefer anyone. Though for summer, at least I can stay outside for a very long time for summer. But winter, I have to go out, come back in, go out, come back in because it's so cold, and you cannot even stay outside for so long. But one of the reasons I love taking pictures or creating content during the winter is that I'm not going to see a lot of people. There are not many people outside, so I just come out and it's just me. But during the summertime, hey God, today I went to take pictures for Instagram, and there were a lot of people just looking at me. There were a lot of people just staring at me. And I'm already used to it. To be honest, it doesn't even affect me. I'm used to it. But sometimes I just used to be like, go, why are these people looking at me? Okay, like there was this place I went to take a picture with my I wore this skirt. The skirt is kind of like a wrapper, so but I took the picture close to the road, and guys, a lot of students are coming inside the compound now, so they were just looking at me smiling. It's so funny. But you see why I like them? I like them because they will not come to you, like they will just mind their business. If it's in Nigeria, hey God, which kind mind their business? In Nigeria, they don't used to mind their business. So, though I started creating content, like I started creating content in China, not even in Nigeria, in China. That I started taking content creation serious. Okay, let's continue. Another pro of living in this country is the transportation. Hey guys, the transportation in China is amazing. If I start talking about it, we're not going to end here. Though since I came here, I've not even gone out. I don't really go out. I'm not the going out type, and I should be going out. I mean, I should explore, especially I'm in this new province. See, if you see me looking around, hey God, I'm not the nature one though. I'm not the nature type, so I have to be checking around me. So, as I was saying, what was I even saying? Okay, I was talking about the transportation, right? The transportation in China is very, very affordable. I love the fact that in China, maybe now you're trying to enter the bus. Do you know how much it is entering the bus? Around like, okay, if you're in the smaller city, 1 yuan, 1 yuan entering, going and coming. When I was in Zhuhai, it was 1 yuan. When I was in Zhuhai, yes, Zhuhai was 1 yuan. Um, Shenyang, 1 yuan. The only city that was 2 yuan, that is going coming 2 yuan, was Beijing. Maybe it's because of it's more populated, or it's the capital of China. But other places, even here, the funny enough, in this place, it's so cool here, and people don't even go out. Transportation is not like bubbling. Like, I mean, if you go to the bus stop here, you wait a long time before you see a bus. I think it's because for here it's not like Beijing, it's not like Shanghai, it's not like Johor, but it's still a city, right? Oh, it's still city. Guys, I'm checking my Lego. They're not to come and climb me though. I beg. Content that they create. Make nothing come climb my body. What mode of transportation do you prefer when traveling to other cities? Airplane or train? Are you supposed to ask this question? It's of course it's plane now. Ew. But it is more expensive. It is way more expensive. I think everywhere plane is better. When you're using plane, very quick, very fast, very convenient. They give you food. Oh my god. Like I vlog anytime I'm using the plane. But when I'm using the train, oh, I love the train. What am I saying? But the train is for longer distance within the province that I use train within the province. But if I'm going to another province, I'll use the plane because maybe it's far. China is very, big, very big. So if you're going to another province, it's like traveling from Nigeria to traveling from Nigeria. Okay, I'm not exaggerate. I want to say traveling from Nigeria to Ghana. Because as much as all the provinces are inside China, China is still very, very big. So I think I always prefer plane any day anytime. But I have phobia for flight. Okay, that was in the initial time when I started entering the plane. I used to have real phobia. I'm serious. But later now, when I was now used to it, because that my first company that I got, they show me shege. After I got the job and then they sacked me and then I got another job and I'm just moving from one province to another province and that province and that province. I was now used to entering plane like I was boss. I was just vlogging it. During that period, you guys would have noticed I was posting a lot of vlogs because I was just traveling up and down because I'm still there looking for my future in this country. See, every international, if you're coming to this country, if you're coming to China, or even if you're going, I don't know how other countries are, but I'm sure they are the same. You better prepare your mind. Prepare your mind. There's so many things that will happen that can break you. Like today, to be honest, or wasn't it yesterday? I got to a point that I was just frustrated. I don't know if I should talk about it. I don't really talk about my personal life with you guys, but I mean, yesterday was just the point where I like, see, what am I doing in this country? I want to go back home. I'm being real. It's not that I didn't have any opportunity. I did now. I have PhD. I'm currently on PhD, and also I also got a job. So I have internship visa that I'm doing my PhD. I'm working part time, but it's not like the money I was getting when I was really really working. You know, so I've got the opportunities, but it's like I don't know that my village people are following me. God, every opportunity I get, there's always comma. Even here, I don't want to do PhD. I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. I don't want to do PhD, but I don't know that God is just pushing me because everything is just working fine for me here. But I don't want to do this PhD. And yesterday, I was just like, what am I even doing this PhD? I want to go home. I just miss home. And I'm just tired of all this chasing for opportunities, and then I'm losing myself. I'm losing who I really want to be. Do you understand? And then, do you know what happened? When I was just there complaining, saying, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home. Maybe I want to even change environment, go to another country, maybe go to the US because I've gotten admission in some countries. I've gotten admission in Canada before. I've gotten admission in the US. I've gotten admission in Australia. But when I'm comparing opportunities I've gotten in all these countries with China is the best because they give you fully funded. I mean, but for all these other countries, I got opportunities. It's either I don't get any scholarship, or even if I get scholarship, very little scholarship. Like the opportunity I got in the US, they just paid some like about $20,000 for your tuition, and then I'm thinking, okay, what of the other tuition? Because you have to first, before you accept offer, you have to pay a certain amount. Then you know the remaining tuition amount you need to pay. And I'm not thinking to myself, so if I pay this money now and I don't, and the money that they were expecting me to pay, I don't want to pay it. And then I'll not have to think of catching for myself like stipends, accommodation. So in my mind, I just used to feel like, okay, China is better because at least I get tuition fee, I get stipends, I get accommodation, and it's the cost of living here is way more better than other countries that I'm like people complaining that I hear some people though they say, oh, in Canada you can get permanent residency. China, I don't think you can get permanent residency in China. And sometimes people say that, oh, you can also get like citizenship, which in China, just forget it. Even if you marry Chinese, if you like some of you are, some blacks have actually married Chinese and they still are not citizens. Even them themselves, like if you are a Chinese person and you go to Canada and you have like a permanent residency in that country or a citizenship in that country, automatically you're also an international. You're not a Chinese. So even them themselves, they are not even they are even looking at their own people and they are not telling them that they are Chinese. Talk more of you that you're coming to their country. Just come, do what you need to do and go. If you don't get a job, go. That's for them. And I noticed that one thing again about China is that they really want to bring new people. Like if someone has come to China before, they want you to go. Another person from a country should come. They don't want like you now. Only just you should just be in the country for so long. I don't think they also want this. But anyways, let's just I'm talking to my. Let me just go to the cons. Yeah, yeah. I mean, is it pro? I don't even know. Let's go to the one that's the cons. Is actually the cons because I just finished talking about the pros, and this video is talking about the pros and the cons of living in China. So let's just go to the cons. Number one, God, Trevor, don't be like this. Your life, language barrier. Ha, nah, nah, nah. You see, I think it's every country that you don't know their language. That language barrier is a serious issue. A lot of people do not know how to. What if I marry Chinese woman and have many babies? Can I still not get? You will not get only your babies. But if your baby is black, sorry, it's not Chinese. I don't know how it works for the children, but all I know is that even if you marry Chinese, you are not going to get citizenship. Okay, talking about what I was saying, that thing makes me laugh every time because there are a lot of Nigerian Igbo men that have married Chinese. And you know these Chinese people, they are very smart. They obviously know that you international, you're coming to their country just for opportunity or something that you can get from them. So they are also smart, knowing how they can also use you to get what they need to get too. And some of the things they would learn, maybe they will learn English. They also want to, have access to your country, so that they can also open their stores there. They are very smart. They know what they are doing. Okay, let's go to the cons. Yeah, cons. So Mandarin is one of the hardest language in the world, and it's also one of the most important language in the world. I'm serious. If you know how to speak Chinese, because there are a lot of Chinese companies all over the world, so no matter the country you go to, even in your own country, you can be able to work in a Chinese company. So this is one of the advantage of knowing how to speak Chinese. Also, if you're even in China, you can also be able to communicate with the Chinese, make new friends, and also even work in China after you graduate from school. So that's why that learning language is very good. And those of you that want to come to China, one of the best thing that ever happened to me coming to China was the fact that I did my major. My major was Chinese thoughts. So it really helped me. Even though my Chinese is not perfect, it's not still good. Like it's just basic, right? But at least when you speak Chinese to me, I know what you're saying. Do you understand? Because I studied Chinese for a year and I did my major in Chinese. So this one, even if you don't want to learn the Chinese, even if it's hard for you, even if you don't like, you will force yourself to learn it. That's the advantage, and that's the best thing that happened to me. I remember that the school gave me two options. They actually gave me an option of doing control engineering, and control engineering, that's what I graduated for my master's, control engineering. And control engineering, they said okay, it was going to be in Chinese, and then they gave me another major, which is IT, basic IT distance studies, and they said it's going to be in English. And I obviously chose English because why would I want to do Chinese? Obviously. Then later my mommy asked me, have they reached out to you, the school, have they reached out to you? I say yes, they reached out to me. They asked me which major do I want to pick from, whether control engineering or IT. And I said I want to pick IT. Mommy said no, go back and tell them that you want control engineering. I say, why will I do that rubbish? Me that don't know Chinese. And that's how my mommy made me to go back and change it. And to be honest, thank God, even though now I've learned one lesson. Oh, anytime somebody is giving you advice, please make sure that yes, you want to obey, but at the end of the day, you are still the one that will suffer the suffer. Because one of the things I realized is that yes, so they were giving me advice. Go and this thing that is falling down. They were giving me advice that I should go and do Chinese, right? But I didn't know how difficult it is. I didn't know that Chinese, if you do Chinese, you're gonna cry. It's hard. I didn't know this. So, but I mean, I have to obey my mom. Whatever my mom tells me to do, I have to like obey her. But now, I've not learned that. See, anytime someone is giving me advice in this life, I'm still the one that is going to live that life. I'm still the one that is going to go through whatever advice they're giving to me. So I need to actually think about I need to think about it over and over and over before I make that decision, because there's a possibility that maybe the person giving me the advice, if the person had the opportunity, the person can be able to deliver, but me, I might not be able to deliver. So now I know this. If you tell me again, choose Chinese language taught course that is taught in Chinese, or choose the course taught in English, I won't even think twice. I will not even try that mistake again. I will not think twice to choose IT. Even though I love my course, to be honest, I love my major, content engineering. I love my supervisor. But after I graduated, my supervisor don't want to answer me again. So I don't know whether she said I still love that course. Oh my god. The next thing that is the con for living in China is the air quality, especially in cities like Beijing. I don't know. I'm not going to Shanghai. I should go to that place so that I can talk about it. Like now, as I've gone to like 4 provinces now. See how my mouth is running. Oh, I've gone to this place. I've gone to that. If I go to Shanghai now, I'm not gonna rest. We post. But anyways, do you think if someone has HSK4 is fluent in speaking Chinese, you can even have HSK5 and your Chinese might not be good, but no, if you have HSK5, your Chinese is good. Let me not lie. Let me not lie or over exaggerate. But HSK4, I've seen some people who have HSK4, their Chinese is not, they don't even still know how to speak Chinese. So but you see 5. But to be honest, HSK1 to HSK3, they mostly teach you how to speak Chinese and how to listen. Then 4, 5, they really want you to know how to write. So you still write in HSK3 and the rest. But I think the teachers, they focus more attention in teaching you how to speak, how to listen. And I really think that most people, that basic HSK 1, 2, 3, they don't take their time to learn it. And you need to know the basic. If you're able to even pass HSK 3 on your own. What is moving here, please? I better go. If you're able to pass HSK 3, you can even pass HSK 4 on your own, and you can even pass HSK 5 on your own. You don't even have to like stress, right? So I think that people should really focus on the basic and learn it. Yes, Chinese is very difficult, but everyday study, you'll not even know that you are learning it. Like me now, every day I try to watch Chinese movie live. Let me not over exaggerate, but I was watching Chinese movie. Do you understand? And to me, I don't really even understand everything that they're saying. But one thing I noticed that whenever I go to speak to the local Chinese, because when you're in China, like the people selling around, they don't know how to speak English. So you by force, you have to speak that Chinese that the small one that you must speak it. So anytime I go out to buy anything, they are speaking Chinese to me. I'm speaking back to them. I'm like, wait a minute, you're speaking Chinese. Sometimes it's like I'm so proud of myself, because I remember when I came newly, and God, I remember when I cried. I still cry. See, learning that language is very difficult. Now I'm like, I'm not stressed about it. But I remember when I came newly, and I was always studying the language, one of the things that was always that was so difficult for me was I used to forget a lot. And in class, because every time they teach us Chinese, the next day we come to class, they will give you exam. They will give you like dictation exam, or they will always test your knowledge. And every time they are testing my knowledge, I used to fail. I don't used to pass it. So I used to be so sad and discouraged. But I just thank God for like the support system I had, like my friend. He was very, very good in Chinese. So I always used to go and meet him, like, oh, come and teach me Chinese. Oh, that's one of the reasons I was always going close to himself, because his Chinese was so good. And we came the same time. We don't know anything for Chinese, or we don't know anything this China. We came the same time. But still yet, I feel like so it's just so cool to have people that actually would support me, like. So see, that's another thing. Coming to China, you feel so lonely if you don't have the right people around you. You feel so lonely, so it's always good to have the right people, and be dedicated, be persistent, believe in yourself. Yes, initial it will be difficult, but with time it gets better. Be prayerful, because I think a lot of people, when they come to, when they leave their country, they go abroad, they forget about God, and they start feeling as if, no, these people are doing so well and they don't know God, this. And for me, I don't even believe that, because I think it's even because I know God, that God really distinguished me among the Chinese people. Like when I was in my school, because I was so spiritual. I mean, when it comes to competition with the Chinese, I was among the first three. I won outstanding student award when I was in school. There were so many awards I won as an international, and it's not like I'm trying to brag or anything, but I'm trying to let you guys know that it is because I had God. That was how I was recognized. It's not because I was reading. There were actually better people. I really think there are people who were way more smarter than me, but because I had God, then God was always giving me a lot of opportunities. So I always tell people this thing that you people used to say, that because these people, they don't know what they are doing, because they work hard. I mean, when I got a job to work in Chinese company, the way these people work, they don't rest though. Like the way we are so lazy. When we go to work, if they really, really calculate the amount of time some of us work in the office in Nigeria, it's not up to an hour. But these people, they work. These people, they work. So that's, I feel like if they now add the hard work that they used to do with God, it will be excellent. Super excellent. Another thing that I think is the pro of being here is the internet restriction. You guys know that we cannot use we for us to access YouTube and any social media platform, we have to use VPN. So this is something that I really wish that they can change, to be honest. Another thing, I have to be fast. My battery is showing me that it is low. The work culture here, hey God, these people work. I will never work in this country. God, after school I go home or I go to another country. I will not work here because I am lazy. I accept this with my full chest. If it's to say who is, I used to think I'm very hardworking. Like as a content creator, I've been posting every day. I do a lot of things, and it's still not compared to the work I was doing when I was working in China. Kai, these people, they work. I give them. So I think that is one of the pro of being in this channel. They can work. They work hard. I think the competition here is tough because the population 1.4 billion people, so it's so competitive living here. And some of these companies, they like to employ people that are skilled, like I mean, when I mean skilled, I'm not talking about people who have degrees like some of us now Nigerians. We just focus, go to school. I mean, some of these people, they don't go to school and they still get good jobs, like going to like vocational school or some of this kind of skilled kind of this thing. They like, some companies like them more than people with degrees. I think it's because to them, they feel like these people have more practical knowledge, they are more experienced. And also one of the, what else what else, I think another thing that I think is the con, or should I say the, yeah, the con is maybe the political stuff is, there's no freedom here. Just like how our country now, we have, all of us, when we don't like what the president is doing, we we have freedom of speech. And I say, what's the most hours you have worked for China for a company? I think I have worked. There was one day, it even caused quarrel between me and one and that company, from that company. I worked till the normal time we close is 5, but they say only me should stay till 10, or was it 11? I almost fought with that woman. Oh, I swear. And that was it when I said saying I wanted to leave the company because I was the only one with that woman, and I don't know why she would pick me. I'm an international, quite not loud. She told the Chinese people she did not pick them that they should stay back. It was only me that she told me that I should stay back till the parents come and pick their child. I know that sometimes some parents, they are very stubborn. They will leave their child for long. You guys, I was a teacher then. So she said I would stay back. I said, why? Why will I stay back? Everybody have gone, all the teachers have gone, and I have more rep than all of them. Like, I mean, I'm paid well than all of them because I'm an international. As an international, if you get a job in any company, they pay you more. They don't like you because they feel like you're taking their money. So she told me that I will stay till 11. I was so pissed. I said, nah, I have to leave. I cannot do all these things. That was when I even worked for long hours. So as I was saying, before someone asked me a question, they don't have freedom here, and I think that that is one of the pro. Sometimes some people even used to threaten me as I used to post what I post on YouTube or WeChat. They say, you always posting here, you are not scared, this, how can you post this on WeChat, how can you post this? But me, I know they fear anybody because I'm saying what I experience. I'm not talking about anybody. I'm not saying anything bad about the country or anything. I just say what I have experienced as an international in China. I'm not. Why would they do anything to me? I'm not Chinese. Maybe a Chinese person, maybe they would do something to them. But for me, I'm not Chinese, so I have my own freedom. So yes, as an international in China, you have freedom, but it's limited. There's some things you cannot do. You have to follow their rules and regulations. If you don't follow their rules and regulations, they will lock you up in the prison. Anyways, anywhere in the country, it's anywhere in the world. If you disobey their rules, if you maybe sneaking all these drugs, or you rape someone, or you murder someone, of course you'll be sent to the prison and everything. So you just have to abide by the rules of China. Yeah. So guys, we've come to the end of the live video. I hope you liked this video. If you like this video, like it. I'm so tired today. What time did I come out? I came out since 2 p.m. and I've been shooting content back to back, and finally I finished. So I said, let me come live and talk to you guys. So guys, support me, like my video, subscribe to my channel, so that I'll be motivated to do more content for you people. But if people are not liking the video, if you are not subscribing, if you're not leaving your comments, how can I shoot content for you guys? I'll see you guys in my next live. Bye, signing out.